No.
Good evening and thanks for tuning in. Senator Kevin Cramer is visiting the Magic City, speaking with the Minot Area Development Corporation.
Jack Springate caught up with him to get his take on a few issues facing the people of North Dakota.
I'm joined here by Senator Kevin Cramer, and first things first, how does it feel to be back in the Magic City?
Well, it feels great to be back in the Magic City. I love all the snow. I love the fact that the wind didn't blow too much today. I spent the day touring the Minot Air Force Base, which I've done a number of times, but this is the first time I've done it in my new capacity as not only a member of the Senate, but a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee.
Right, and we're at the Grand today with the Minot Area Development Corporation. What are you planning on speaking to them about today?
Sure. So, I think I'll start out talking about the Minot Air Force Base and what an important part of the economy of Minot that is, and maybe talk a little bit about future war fighting and why that base is so critical, not only to Minot's economy, but also to the security of this country. Mm-hmm. And then, I might reminisce a little bit about my days as a state economic development director, and when some of the big projects back in the day were coming to Minot and working with the Minot folks. And then, what I'd like to do is talk about, the path forward. What I see are some of the opportunities and challenges for North Dakota, for Minot, for our country, as we try to ride this growing economy that the country's enjoying for as long and as high as we can.
Yeah. Well, you do most of your work down in Washington, D.C., and you've been a vocal supporter of Donald Trump and his ability to secure some funding for the border. Just quickly explain your reaction to him declaring a national security emergency.
Yeah, the national emergency piece was a little bit of a surprise to me. I mean, I knew that was always on the table. The $1.4 billion clearly wasn't enough to meet the crisis and the demands of it. He has a lot of ability, I think, within the statute to move some DOD dollars around apart from the national emergency, things for like drug interdiction, some of the money that's that's been captured, if you will, by drug dealers. All of that, I think, is pretty easy. With regard to the national emergency and the use of DOD, particularly military construction funds, it's a little more problematic. But I frankly think that's a little bit of a distraction anyway. I think that if we were able to find a way to utilize that first $3 or $4 billion that have been identified, he'll get plenty of wall built to meet at least the priority spots that require that harder security, if you will, down on the southern.
Great. Well, that's great to know. Always a pleasure being able to hear from you. We'll have more on tonight's events coming up on the